My name is Manfei, and that is Matthias.
Hi.
Worst camera person ever. We are going to be doing a reading your comments today, and I'm going to be.
What accent was that?
I spat all over my iPad. I'm going to be reading from the video What Happened to My Face. I think that was 2 days ago. And the question was, what... the question's not in the description.
What? What's the matter with you?
What's the matter with you? The question was, what natural disaster had like scared you or something like that? Yes. This one is from Sydney. That's your name, not the place. When I was in China, we were lighting fireworks. The wind knocked it over and it pointed directly at my dad and it started going off. And that was the end.
Oh, that's scary.
I'm curious to know the rest of that story. Oh, she replied, he tripped and fell and everyone laughed at him. The end. LOL.
What? That's terrible.
At least he didn't get hit by fireworks. I'm all of a sudden going southern. This one's from Danya Waz. I was near a tornado once, if that counts. So I was at my grandmother's apartment and we all of a sudden hear the tornado warning. And it's not Wednesday, the weekly day they practice it. Oh, you guys practice tornado warnings every week?
Yeah.
Every week?
Oh, I don't know about every week. That's crazy.
So we knew something was up. Everybody in the apartment evacuated to the huge garage and the garage was ripped off.
Oh my God.
You were in the garage and the garage ripped off? And I was curious, so I took a few steps forward and saw the tornado. It was amazing, terrifying, and beautiful at the same time. I have always loved strange, dangerous stuff in the world. I somehow always find beauty in the worst things.
Wow, that is crazy cool. I've always been super curious about tornadoes. I've never personally seen a tornado or even been anywhere in a tornado warning. That's probably super terrifying because they could be just so destructive. But people always say that about earthquakes in California and stuff like that. But I guess it's all relative.
But there's more tornado warnings than there are earthquakes.
Is that true? I don't know. Didn't we just have an earthquake?
Yeah,
it's just the earthquakes aren't that intense a lot of times.
I feel like the tornadoes that cause damage happen a lot more often than earthquakes that cause damage. I mean, like, yeah, we get earthquakes maybe once a month, but they're like a 3 or 4 magnitude and you can like barely feel it.
We get earthquakes all the time, but they're not that bad. I mean, we can barely feel them when we're 3 flights up. Earthquakes, the higher you are, the more you feel it. So if you're like in a super tall sky riser and there's like a 3-point earthquake, you'll probably feel it.
That's why they don't make sky rises out here. That's why like the tallest building, like home-wise, is 3 stories, and then there's some office buildings that are taller, but there's only in LA.
Yeah. Straight up, if there was like a tornado warning, or for instance, like you guys saw tornadoes, like if I would to see a tornado out this window, I would be terrified and in awe. We saw that big fire outside this window, and that terrified me. I was so scared just because I would like...
He peed his pants, he was so scared.
I did not pee my pants. How mean. But I was looking out this window and I was like, ah! It scared the crap out of me just simply because I was like worried that everything that we have is just going to be burned down to the ground. Luckily we had fire insurance. But anyways, next comment.
All right, this one is from Maka Mido. Because I live in Egypt, there is a sandstorm once a year. It covers the whole area and the sky turns yellow and people get sick and sometimes even die. That sounds terrible. How long does that last when it's like once a year? Does it last like for like a week or like a day? I've never heard of that. All right, this one is from Caleb Smith. When I used to live in Moses Lake, Washington, the wind was blowing so hard, my neighbor's 35-foot tree fell in the middle of the street and blocked the road, and I had to walk to school the long way for about 2 weeks. That sucks. Now moving on to Matthias.
Okay, I'm going to be reading comments from I Cut My Forehead, and the question was, what is your bad habit, or at least something that you need to work on, some type of habit that you need to work on. Jacqueline Sue says, my bad habits are licking my lips, overestimating myself, procrastinating, and overeating, especially when I'm stressed. The licking lips thing is super bad for you according to my dentist because the saliva causes the skin to peel off. That would suck because your lips would end up being super dry. This is why I tell Amanda to not always use chapstick because then her lips become reliant on them and it doesn't develop its own oils. That's why I rarely ever use chapstick unless I super need it. So my lips learn to develop their own oils.
But I like the way it looks on my lips. It makes me look...
You're gonna have perpetually dry lips for the rest of your life then.
Whatever. You always say my lips are so soft.
Shh. Don't tell them that. Aubrey Simone says, I have a bad habit of chewing on the inside corners of my mouth. I used to chew until they would bleed. Now I have been able to control my habit. It has gotten better, but if I'm stressed out or my anxiety starts up to act up, I'll chew even more. Ouch. Also, I watch football with my dad, even though I have absolutely no knowledge of the sport. I don't know if that's a bad habit, that's just wanting to spend time with your dad, but I've chewed on the inside of my mouth before, but not until it bleeds. That seems like it would hurt. Lupine Gamer 3 says, bad habit? Well, I tend to overwork myself and get no sleep ever. Yay! We tend to do the same thing here. I am really trying my best to not overwork myself lately. We're doing a bunch of stuff though lately, like a bunch of videos on my main channel, and I'm helping Joey and Brian with their channels now, so it's really, really easy for me to overwork myself. So today, we're going to try and take half the day off where Amanda and I just do something that we enjoy. Maybe go see a movie, maybe go out to dinner. You know, something that can relieve stress. You know what I'm saying? The Kai Bird says, my bad habit is daydreaming. Some days my teacher is teaching some really important stuff, but I stare off into space and block out the sound. Luckily, she hasn't caught me yet. That is exactly what I used to do. I used to do all throughout school. And I don't even know how I got through school, to be perfectly honest with you, because I was almost always, like 90% of the time, in some other world, on some other distant land, on some other planet. My brain was just not present. I was dreaming up scenarios or stories or just random things, or trying to solve problems that I actually cared about. I was never ever like in school. You know what I mean? Does that, oh my gosh, my watch, freaking Periscope. So annoying. Anyways, guys, that is going to be all for today. Hope you enjoyed this video. Stay away from all those tornadoes. So the question of the day today is, what do you do to relieve stress? Amanda and I are super curious because, you know what? We get stressed probably just like you guys do. And we want to know what your best way to relieve that stress is. So until next time, thanks for watching. Make sure you like this video if you enjoyed it and want to see more, reading your comments, and high five.
This lovely gift is from Charlotte from Norway, and I'm loving the wrapping paper here. It's very cute. It matches our apartment perfectly.
What was the bottom say?
Open me this side up. Thank you for telling me, because I was actually going to do it the other way. And I don't know what it would have done.
No, baby.